We're required to conserve, protect, and restore these lands. Chitoni is part of something larger. This rail trail project is also part of something larger. This project highlights what happens when the will of the public intersects with city, state, county, and federal agencies, the work with elected officials, the private sector, and nonprofits to realize a shared vision. This is what Better Together looks like. Santa Cruz Mountain Trail Stewardship is building new trails at Chitoni Coast areas as we speak. The Santa Cruz Museum of Natural History just unveiled Monumental Steps, a new exhibit about how Chitoni came to be. Right now we're in the middle of that, and we're breaking ground to provide equitable access to the lands that we love. And literally, we're almost there. In a very real way, this project exemplifies the land ethic and community that makes Santa Cruz special. And the BLM is honored to be your neighbor. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach. So our next speaker will be Amy Hutzel, who is the Executive Director of the California Coastal Conservancy. The Coastal Conservancy mission is to protect coastal resources and help the public to enjoy them. The Coastal Conservancy has been a long supporter of this project as well as other segments of our coastal rail trail. Because together with the development of the coastal rail trail, we're improving access to our beautiful coastline that we all get to enjoy so much. This project, the North Coast Rail Trail and other portions of the Coastal Rail Trail, will also serve as part of the California Coastal Trail that traverses the entire California coast. We're glad to be bringing this forward alongside the Coastal Conservancy.
All right, well, thank you so much for having me here today. Again, I'm Amy Hutzel with the California State Coastal Conservancy, and really honored to get to take part in this huge milestone for the project and see this construction moving forward after many, many years of hard work and planning. And as mentioned, the Conservancy helped at the very start of this effort, funding the Monterey Bay Sanctuary Scenic Trail Master Plan. It's a long name. And since then, we've supported planning and now construction of this segment. The project advances the Conservancy's vision for the California Coastal Trail, a statewide trail from Oregon to Mexico that we have been working on for decades and making strides. And this is just a beautiful, beautiful portion of the California Coastal Trail. I mean, we're just so lucky to be able to be here enjoying this this little piece of heaven, and it's great that more and more people are going to be able to access it, including people with disabilities. It's fabulous. I really want to thank the people of California who again and again and again have supported funding at the statewide level for conservation and for public access projects on the California coast and throughout the state of California. That's what's made our ability to fund this project happen. And I want to thank everybody again who have worked so hard to get it to this point. I want to thank the people who are going to be constructing this project, and I want to thank our Santa Cruz-based staff, Hillary Hill and Lexi Carruthers, who have put a lot of work into this project. So thank you very much.
Well, besides all of the staff and the community that have put time and effort into developing the segment of the Coastal Rail Trail, it's also important to recognize our commissioners. Several were here today. And Sandy Brown, I see alternate Commissioner Schifrin and Commissioner Bruce McPherson. Is anyone? Larry. Oh, and Larry Pay, alternate. You have listened to tireless staff reports from me and others over the last decade or two, starting with the purchase of the Santa Cruz Branch Rail Line, and hung with us and supported us in bringing this project forward. So thank you to all of our commissioners. to now invite Commissioner Bruce McPherson to come up and make a few remarks.
I can't add too much of what's been said, but Santa Cruz County is a special place. Thank God I was here in a fourth generation Santa Cruzan, but we do it first and we do it best of anybody. You know, really, it just, when you look at the wildlife crossing, the Laurel Curve, first one of its kind under a state highway. They're doing one down in LA. But, you know, we do it first here in Santa Cruz and we do it right. And there's been a lot of, what I'd like to really say, what I appreciate most of anything is the cooperative effort that's gone on between the various agencies and conservation groups. It's been phenomenal. And they've been named, but there is one person I would like to name who was ahead of me when I was to the California Assembly, and that's Sam Farr. He just pushed hard for this from day one, and we can't thank him enough. He was just terrific, and as we mentioned, our Congressman now, Jimmy Panetta, did such a phenomenal job. We can just say that this is going to be a lasting thing that's going to just, almost 7.5 mile stretch that Albany is going to make it just a perfect thing for everybody to get to and comfortable to do. It's just a really tribute to so many people. Look at the people that are here. I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but it is really welcome, and thank you for everybody who's done so much to make this a reality. It's truly a pleasure, and as a member of the commission, and now leadership on the Board of Supervisors, along with Justin Cummings and others, we've made it work. You've made it work. It's going to be great for everybody for decades to come. Thank you.
Thank you. And now I'd like to welcome Matt Farrell from Friends of the Rail and Trail for an awards presentation.
Thank you, everyone, for coming today. I think your presence here is a testimony to the community's commitment to making these things happen. And without you, we wouldn't be here today. And also thank you to all our federal, local, and state partners who have worked so hard to make this project happen. And we would like to also thank Jimmy Panetta. Ford, I'm the board chair of Ford, and Ford has been working on this project since it was first formed in 2002. We've been a stakeholder, and we will continue to advocate for progress on the trail and the rail. That's what we are, friends of the rail and trail. We have started a tradition with this segment that we're calling the Trailblazer Award. We feel it's really important to recognize individuals who have made a critical contribution to the effort, and that they get some recognition. So the first person I want to recognize is someone who won't be a surprise to you, and that person is Grace Blakesley. Grace has been there for us all the time, every step. We love her. Our second award is for someone who is often in the background, but if you need to get something done, if you want to solve a critical problem, this is the person you want on your side. And that person is Andy Schifrin. Thank you so much, Andy.
I want to thank Ford for the award, and just thank everyone who's here today. It's a wonderful turnout. This is a real great celebration. It's so easy, as I think one of the speakers say, Chris was saying, 10 years from now, as people enjoy this trail, they won't have any idea what went into making it happen. But it's been a long, difficult road, and it took a lot of work from a lot of people. Federal partners, the state certainly, state parks played a critical role. Of course, the RTC staff and Grace have been wonderful. I want to also mention the Coastal Commission, because they were getting the approval from, the consistency approval from the Coastal Commission was a struggle. And it took their willingness to vary some of their interpretations of the Coastal Act. I will say that we're going to be going back to the Coastal Commission about the parking lot in Davenport so that it can be operated in a more realistic fashion. I also want to say that as critical as this segment is, the other segments that are yet to be done are even as critical. And we're going to need the help of federal agencies, state agencies to make those happen so that the trail will continue through the city of Santa Cruz down to Watsonville. So thank you very much again to Fort and everybody for being here.
Sandy. I would have to echo Matt's comments. If you have a difficult problem to solve, I would go to Andy as well. And now I'd like to invite the speakers and the commissioners over to our gold shovels for a photo opportunity. And that concludes our presentations.